everybody. Why is it this month has been just an incredible month of firsts? So I get a "Hey Granddad" call from my son-in-law, and he's like, my Ranger, yeah, the brake light's on. I'm like, okay, first thing, all right, it hasn't had pads or shoes, don't know anything about the truck more than we just fixed the alternator and it's been in the family for a little while, mostly sitting. So within that, okay, check for leaks, son. Look it all over, check every connection, everything, and just let me know. Nope, Dad, don't see it. Okay, fine. He puts it all back together, and he takes off on a trip, does fine, no problem. He says, the fluid's down a little bit low. Okay, great. Well, hopefully you can see this joint right here. You can see it's wet. This is what I instructed to check for. Well, I'm sure he did the best he could. However, here's another one for the books. We had the piston thing. Now we have this. How many times do you have a broken flare? The flare is gone. And it looks like this had a previous brake line repair, and they use nickel copper. And that's great because I love that stuff. However, it is completely, the flare is gone. I haven't taken it apart yet. I wanted to show you what I have, and it is just broken off. So we're gonna fix that real quick because I got some place to be. Bring you back. Yep. When you have no other choice, this flare wrench is slipping. It's time for the vice grips, folks. All right. Come on, there we go. Good. Get that off of there. Get out of there. Now let's find out. Huh. Looks like there's a bit of a flare there. It's not connected to anything anymore. Okay, we'll go drive that. Oh, there it is. Oh, hold on. You can see that? Looks like they got a little aggressive with their flare and pushed through, and there was nothing left. All right, we can fix that. Okay, we are going to use this one. I've got the double flaring set too, but we're just going to show this one because it's kind of different. Everybody's seen the flare. This is kind of a neat little tool. In this one, it basically has a square block that you use here, which is basically going to serve as the holding and mandrel, if you will. And from that one, we also have an insert right here. So from that standpoint, we're going to put that in, and then this mandrel comes down, and it has a forcing screw inside of it, and it has a taper on it. All right. So from that one, I'm just going to mock one up real quick. You won't be able to see it under the truck. But from this one, we are doing, 1 second, clean the burr out of this thing. And I like this set because when you're doing one on the car, oftentimes you don't have a lot of extra room. Here. Okay. So what you do is you set this depth right here. You flip one of these over and you set it to the thickness of that ridge. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry about the shadow. I'm out working in broad daylight here. Okay, we've got that set. And this probably won't turn out. This is really thin wall copper, so it will probably mush more than it will actually go. And from there, you tighten it up to lock it, and then you go evenly on both sides until you get it locked. Okay. Snugging up nice. Again, this is not meant to be perfection. And we have this one, I think is what we were using. Again, this is going to look like crap, so don't hold this one. Basically, you thread that on. Oh, I need to mush it a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that thread's on. That gets forcing screw off. And again, this is going to look like crap because this is cheap copper. Why is that not threading? Oh, because it's not getting on straight. Okay. First thread's kind of boogered. That doesn't look right. All right, let me deal with this. I'll be okay. Now we're threaded on smoothly. So we have that. We have the forcing die in there. Again, this is going to look like crap because this is all soft single wall pipe. Put that locked down. 22 millimeter here. Come on. 22 millimeter. And I'm just going to force it in. It's going to go, okay, it got snug. All right, so I'm going to back it off. There's the die, and it just slipped. Okay, you get the general idea of the setup, folks. Yeah, I didn't have it anywhere near tight enough. Yeah, that thin wall is just crushing. So, okay, you get the general setup. It won't be good to show you underneath. I'll show you the result. Okay, bring you right back. Okay, looks like I got the brake line down here where you can actually see something. First step, once you clean off that, do not, under any circumstances, I know that nut looks a little gnarly, but it'll be fine. Do not forget to put the nut back on. That will really sour the whole experience for everybody. So, got that. This, it is a 3/16, very, very close to a 4.75 millimeter, but I think the 3/16 will be where we're going, since this is a replacement brake line. And I mentioned before, it's a nickel copper, which I really like. It's very flexible. It's rated for brake lines. Cooler lines, it will be just fine. Okay, bring it back just a little bit, a smidge more. And as you, what I'm showing here is the actual width of this first groove is what you use for the offset. So I have that, and it looks relatively straight in the housing. Okay, tighten this up evenly. Okay, I'm going to cheat and give an extra hand here, just to hold it in, or I'm not playing games, wrestling it. There we go. Snug it up. Snug it up. Now the key thing here is the slip, like you saw in the previous segment, where it actually moved. So when you take this down, take it down evenly and get it flush. It might leave a little external tooth marks around the tube. That's fine. You'll be okay. Okay. And the reason I'm using this third hand is I don't want to jack it like that and then bend the tube and make this just a lot worse for myself. Okay. So if everything is going well, this fits right inside. Fits nice. Okay, get that out of the way. And then we'll bring in this. Hopefully everything lines up on this one. Why is it having this drama today? It's having a hard time catching that first thread. That's on me. Keep it level this time. Okay, I'm going to change plan here. Okay. Looking in the grass. Throw some cardboard down, I would. I'll bring it back. Okay, catching the first thread, I need to go in there with a thread file or something and clean that up. It's not all that great. So when the two blocks align, the slightest bit of offset, it needs to be relieved a little bit to catch that first thread so it can do its bit. Okay, so from here, oh, come on now. Nice. Okay. Hopefully, through all those gyrations, we have a nice double flare. If not, I will abort this and we'll go back to old school. Alright, it looks pretty good, but I'm going to go a little bit more. See right there? It hasn't folded it in because I didn't get it tight enough, so that's okay. And it slipped. Okay, I cheated and just, the flare was formed well. It just needed to have that crown pushed into it. In other words, the inverted flare, it just needed to have that. So I think we're in good shape.